Welcome on back to Total War Warhammer 3 in part 26 of our Yuan Bo Immortal Empires campaign. This episode's going to be a bit shorter as I am currently a bit under the weather. A second round of coronavirus come on through the family here, so I am doing what I can to get recording done when I am feeling a little bit better. I'm currently just being held together by the most amount of cold medicine possible here, so I'll sound a bit off, and we will be a little bit slower probably than normal here. So for this first bit of nonsense we've got to go on here, we've got the challenge stone to knock over. Now that both of the dragons are here, auto resolve should allow us to knock this one over pretty simply, so we're going to go ahead and claim this victory here. And we will go ahead and sack for 26,000. Gold belongs to us, and we're going to have Ying claim the settlement, as she definitely needs the most amount of replenishment there. So let's remove this Dark Fortress from Kolek's toolkit there, and we'll send Pengbo and Xiaoming north. And by both, I'll just mean we'll send Xiaoming alone. He should be able to handle that no problem with a swift karate chop. And then we claim the Dragon's Death, which I'm guessing is denoting where the Spirit Dragon fell long ago. Go ahead and rebuild what we can here. Destroy the cavalry building, because we don't really need it. Go throw in all the inn buildings that we can here. They're expensive, but we did wrest a good deal of gold from their treasuries as we sacked the settlement, so let's come on in and give Xiaoming the points into sure aim.
First among warriors.
Just gonna swing through here and give out the other skill points to those that are gaining some kind of passive buffs. Alongside, for Miao Ying, I really think the extra 12 melee defense is going to be very useful.
Ready to defend.
For Juzu, are all of the rest of your skills sorted on out? Yes, except for the glittering robe. So let's go ahead and just go for final transmutation for damage. That's what we'll be worrying about for now. Auto resolve tends to give the benefit of the doubt to the stronger spells more often than the glittering robe and such. Even though glittering robe has the opportunity to be more useful. He craves silence.
Of the dragons.
I'll have Peg to sit here with Miao Yang.
I stand apart.
We just have to take the floating mountain, and then we will take full ownership of the Chimera Plateau here. Looks like it's a little bit further to the north. But to make sure we're fully done with this group before we move on to Archaon, as he's going to be a definite issue. Kolek, I think, is going to be much more easy for us to bring down the Archaon. He's a huge target, easy for our cannons to rip into. On to the next auto-resolve. We have a few more very minor sieges to get to. The reclaiming of the Copper Landing with Chongli. But his peasants are more than capable. Peasants of the Empire and Cathay working in harmony. And the Copper Desert, oh, we should have raised or sacked the Copper Landing first. That'll be just fine. We're making 34k a turn. We'll just upgrade these buildings because we can. And we shall have Feng Feng claim the thrice cursed peak. Yoink. Yeah, there's a few peasants in the fighting.
Bring this settlement.
There are always more besides. Thousand Maws is consigned to history, and we're seeding in the cherry blossoms where we can. I didn't even realize we've got little Cathayan houses that are popping up on top of the mountaintops. That's awesome. It blends really well with the Dawi monuments. Definitely one of my favorite mods. Keep it active pretty much in every single campaign I can. Let's give you guys the what else do we have besides the crossbows?
Serve from the front.
Extra weapon strength and armor for the Stone Lion sounds great.
With that, I would lead more effectively.
I believe so as well, and we'll leave the dormitory in here, as that'll actually be pretty useful to get in some Roman in this army. Or even some Jade Warriors. Let's go for Roman first, then we can slaughter the Jade Warriors maybe after. Then, we'll have you go into march and come through the mountain.
Sent by our ancestors.
Building harmony.
Perfect. We are pretty easily keeping an iron grip over the area. We'll take the Yin Lodge up to next tier. We are paying extra for all of our Yin building still, since we dropped that box of warp stone goodies into the water supply. Upgraded the Jade Hall up to the final tier. Perfect.
Lord Magistrate.
And Yishi, you can get some more troops as well. We've got 2,000 gold. Let's go for the Celestial Dragon crossbows. We definitely need to start bringing some of these guys down south. Jan, just more peasants for you. All we really can afford. We've got a few more battles to get to. No worries. We're going to leave Yuan Bo here in an ambush stance, him and Ming Fan both. I want to know where the other rats are at before we commit to combat, just because we might get caught out by a whole bunch of artillery. That could be a really bad time. So back over to at least the gates of Cathay. We've got Bin Si and Young Sun. We're going to use them to deliver a double dragon-blooded beatdown to Helman GHORST.
Lord of Yin and Yang.
See how well he dodges cannonballs. And he gives us a Pyrrhic victory. We would lose anyone? No, that's probably a good idea for us. All in range. Let's give this to our lord that's going to be zooming around. Would likely be a better idea for us to auto-resolve this one, just to maintain soldiers. But there's only 2 armies here, and if we really focus down these large targets, i.e. these Crypt Horrors, Corpse Carts with the cannons, and then we can switch over to the Crypt Horrors afterwards. X-Rays, as long as we keep them bogged down in the mixture of Peasant Horsemen and Jade Lion, we should be able to bring them down pretty quickly. Let's put it to practice. That'll begin. Alright then, let's see if the Mayonnaise Brothers have what it takes to face us. We'll start deployment. Looks like the Hex Rays are up on top. We are definitely going to want to deploy. We don't want them to be all together because we've got cannons in this group. The other squad doesn't necessarily have them. So let's set the cannon squad up on top of this hill here.
Grand Cannon. Thoughts in harmony.
Cannons on the hill. We can catch the Hex Rays as they come through the woods. Onyx Crowman. No magical attacks is going to be a bit spooky, but we do have our lord for that. We will want to really pull backwards, though. Hex Rays are going to be pretty dangerous. Have a little bit more of a compact formation here. I can manage to grab all the archers. There we go.
Wind and fire.
Perfect. And we'll have the
Jade
warriors set up so they can block a lot of the
Minds as one.
damage with very few troops.
Praise the dragon.
We'll have to kind of pull the whole line back as the battle really gets going.
Jade warrior.
There we are.
Archers.
Further,
Shen Yang's faithful.
kind of like so.
Master of the
Then
wind.
we'll have our spears hitting this flank. Jade Lions on both.
Cannons.
We'll have you guys go all with the missile troops here.
Jade warriors.
Cavalry, and then the, well, not in guard mode, but at least grouped together. Single entities.
Fire in the blood.
Sweet. Peasant Horsemen really need to be hiding in the woods over here. They will struggle against just about everything here, except for maybe the enemy Corpse Cart. It's about the only thing they may be able to fight. Let's get it going. Instead of standing and fighting,
Defenders of Cathay.
let's immediately have them pull back to about this position on the hill.
It pleases the dragons.
Except for the front line, we'll have them a little bit more forward.
The dragons ask.
Like so. They're going to stay back for their reinforcements, and we are as well, so let's speed things on along. Gonna send them well wide, those Hex Wraiths. Interesting strategy. They're just going to sit back and wait for us as we attack them.
Descendant of dragons.
We can send our Dragon Blooded forward. Looks like they're just going to go for a nasty, immediate attack as soon as we're here. Well, their reinforcements have arrived.
Order and harmony.
See about causing a ruckus. They may just be going for a incredibly epic flank. We will see. Pull these spearmen back a little bit further here.
Naturally.
Warriors.
Increase the shield.
Minds as one.
Yeah, what's the plan here?
My test begins. I
We've
stand ready.
thankfully got the long. May you stay back in the group. We'll have the Halberdiers advance first.
Move in formation. Move as wind. Move in
Behind them.
formation.
Never conquered.
Rain guns. Let's go ahead and pull you guys up to the
Guided by
top of the hill here.
Sent by dragons.
Then we'll have all the crossbows
The celestial faithful.
behind it just for now.
Marching as one. Seeking Cathay's foes. The Emperor expects.
Sent by dragons.
Something like so. We'll have Halberdiers
Move in formation.
Guided by ancestors.
in some pretty general formation here.
Horseman.
Immediately.
Right, our Lord's caught out. Let's go ahead and start pulling her on away. Didn't get nearly as much damage as I would have liked. Too busy trying to get the other units set up. Let's go ahead and throw back the Wall of Wind and Fire just to slow them down. Hopefully we timed it just properly. Oh, it was a little slow. It takes a while to actually activate as well.
Master of the winds. Leading the way. My chosen
Draw all these Hex Wraiths back. Cannons can start firing away now. Beautiful hits. Exploding into ghostly cavalry. Alright, go ahead and engage, give yourself some ward save, and then let those cannons do the work.
never conquered.
Normally pretty dangerous work, made it a bit easier by the fact that we've got those cannons, as long as they can actually fire a secondary volley. There we go. Got a bit spooky. Pull out of there now.
On gilded foot.
That's some nonsense we don't want any part of.
Praise the dragon.
I don't see any more flyers moving forward, so let's start moving this squad up little by little.
Warriors.
We're really going to need their
Defenders of Cathay.
firepower as well.
Naturally.
So you guys come up and around. If you can, there, crane guns.
Naturally. The celestial faithful.
Seeking Cathay's foes.
There we are.
Descendant
Took a little bit of damage, but the big mohawked bats should be falling pretty quickly.
Fear has taken hold.
And now we'll have the cannons switch to dealing with the mortis engine there. Serious damage. That was perfect.
My chosen place. Seeking opportunity.
Get ready for them.
I hear the
Bring you up to the very front here. We can drop down the chain lightning if anyone wants to really get froggy.
Leading the way.
Let's just go for the very cheap reduction in recovery there.
peasant archers.
Celestial sorcerer.
Go for the convergence. You guys stay here and start launching those arrows.
Wind and fire.
Just in range. We'll have both the lions come on over. See what's happening with the raids back on this side.
Iron hail gunners.
Yourselves on in. Crossbows are strong, but not against hex rays like that. Rotate these units here.
Understood.
Praise the dragon.
Move in formation.
Yeah, bad call to really move too much, so you guys just kind of stick in.
Seeking.
Rain guns hold formation here.
Never conquered.
Defend the realm.
You come over the top, help out with that nonsense.
Kiss
Oh, I thought I could drop that on a selected unit. I was wrong. Give them the ward save, and we should be able to drag these poor unfortunate ghost cavalry down.
I will perish.
They're diverting a pretty large force
Stone and
over this way, which is concerning. Can't really move them. You guys have to deal with them quickly.
Move and win.
Frostwoman actually moved forward. That is exactly incorrect.
sent by dragon.
We'll need the halberds over here quickly.
Gang sends us.
Frostwoman get into formation quickly.
Sends us.
Come on, lads, move those feet.
Warrior crossbows. March
Use
in
that harmony to zoom. There we are. Back on the other end, our lord is retreating swiftly.
I stand ready.
Go for the harmonic convergence on yourself. Or drop it on the Jade line as we have them help out. Alright, this unit is spearmen, and you pull on through. Let's go ahead and hunt down the necromancer in the back line.
Mage of the
We need to
celestial
drop down spirit leeches, which is all kinds of terrible.
Defenders of Cathay.
Raise the dragons.
peasant archers.
Firing so close to friendly units is terrible, and these guys are gonna get advanced because
Effort is required.
the enemy is too close. That's not great. Alright, Roman, go ahead and drop down on these Karen Wraiths. That's gonna be the most important target for you guys. And we'll have our Flying Lord come on back over.
Of the winds.
Restore order.
Ready to rule.
Go for the Ogre cast Dragon's Breath for this group of skeletal spearmen.
With joy.
Drop down the heels as soon as that's done. On the front line.
I shall. At once.
Go for the wall of wind and fire down our line of armored swordsmen. That should go very well for us. Keep the sniper fire on the necromancer there. Lion needs to retreat. A little bit too slow.
My test begins.
They will perish.
We're having issues just with the
With pride.
overall lords that are up in our face here. Cannons, let's go ahead and have you keep firing on targets that are a little bit further away. Roman really suffered in that fight there. Have them come over the top and go after the corpse cart.
This is the way.
Blast those zombies apart, and then come on back around. You move forward, you guys just kind of hang out here. We'll have the crane guns move up so they can snipe out GHORST. The zombies did end up holding the line. Actually broke through into some of the places here. And the peasants are not going to hold for long, but at least the Dragon Guard's armor will keep them protected. That is a blob of enemies.
Order and harmony.
Would love a wall of wind and fire through here. Just need you to make it happen. Let's deal with this last necromancer here.
For Cathay.
Lighting the way.
Can we get an area debuffed? Absolutely can. So Curse of the Midnight Wind and both of these enemy lords here.
Jade warriors.
Lines at
Back in our line.
Warriors. Whatever is
We're gonna have you focus down the lords. May not happen out for us though. You guys just stop firing.
Still.
guided by
Looks like we'll have them.
Offspring of dragons.
There it is. We'll drop down some heals. We'll try to get some more of these units grouped on up.
in ordered
We've got lots of frontline that can use some healing.
in order the ranks. Warrior.
There goes GHORST. Once more, the GHORST cult explodes. Yeah, we got out of that without taking any casualties at all. Perfect. Alright, power of good old-fashioned armor. Only 228 soldiers fell, and that looks to be mostly the peasants. That's good stuff. Let's go ahead and venerate to the ancestors there.
Treat them fair.
Thank you for this victory. From there, we should be able to kind of karate chop the rest of them in auto-resolve. 5 stone tokens. Let's see about using some of our steel ones. GHORST or Ghost, so now we've got poison attacks for Young Sun, which is usually pretty useless against GHORST.
Dragon-blooded Shugunga. Dragon-blooded Shugunga.
Go for more heals. And then I think Strength of Yang is pretty good here. Increase the Comet.
Celestial ancestors.
For you, we'll just go increase Jade shield
The dragons will be proud.
and better scouting. We gained a few points in that fight. Sweet. Let's get a few more.
Master of Feng Shui.
Need everyone to be
The
involved though.
path of destiny.
Son, you scoot a bit closer.
It is my calling.
And
Cathay needs
see you
some
later, Ludwig.
death.
Decisive win, but we lose the Peasant Horseman, do we? Is that an acceptable loss? This time, yes. We'll replace them with some Jade Lances.
They will earn their
More
lives.
replenishment, and then we press on to the Scrap Towers. Vampire Slayer.
Child of the Nine.
Guess we can't get over
Redouble your speed.
overly ahead of ourselves. Let's go ahead and pull back.
Sent by our ancestors.
Pass up those skill points. Let's go for unyielding here to make those warriors a bit more sturdy.
Wind Shaper.
Final point is
Natural
Comet.
authority.
Evasion for Min.
Celestial ancestors.
And then the last point into scouting for Jishin. That's great stuff.
Child of
You just
the
have to replace the Peasant Horseman, which should be no problem at all.
Shugungan Lord reporting.
On Shanna,
Natural
we
authority.
could press you north and deal with the camp up here.
None may direct my recipes.
Auto-resolve would likely not be kind, so we would
Of the celestial
probably be forced to fight that one. Let's have Peng deal with this camp.
Shugunga.
We'll start chasing off a Gone Druid here. He's trying to drop down camps and be
Make
recruiting
your
off of them.
ancestors proud.
It shall not work.
Execution is the only answer.
Execute that small group there,
Wind
and
Shaper.
keep chasing this fool off.
Witness their demise.
Alchemist of the House of
I don't think he's doing any replenishing already,
I obey only the
and he
great.
can't do any recruiting now. So let's send them north to do some scouting and blow up their important buildings. Even if the damaged building option is not really all that useful for us.
celestial general.
Pull up into the province tab. Probably have a few upgrades we could go for that are not just yen. Overly priced infrastructure upgrades. Observatory. Really like to go for overall provincial buildings if we can help it. Oh May. No, it's pretty much all just yen buildings. Axolot, all we can take it for the next tier and upgrade the logging camp. I think we'll do so. Most of this stuff is still just yen buildings. Mind of the Bearded Skulls could go up to tier 3, which we will do. Skeggy also more growth. I'm willing to pay a bit extra for growth. Nation Gardens, Fertile Isles, and that's about all the gold we've got. Which of our lords still need movement? Yuan Shan. Let's go ahead, instead of pressing her forward, we'll go ahead and go into an ambush.
A thoughtful maneuver. Blend with the night.
Take some territory and also figure out what's going on up here.
Many feet, one purpose.
Her crossbows will make short work of them in a fight if we have to take it to them. And you, let's give you better scales.
An upper hand indeed.
Indeed. We skipped on through our commandment option there. That is probably over here towards the Golden Colossus. So let's grab ourselves the Iron Dragon's Edict for a bit more research rate. We have no gold for a caravan dispatch. We still need to pacify the region before we send any more lads into the waiting jaws of Norska. Old Skrulk has attacked the Altar of the Horned Rat with a whole heap of doom wheels. Would we be fighting this one on the field? I mean, I'm loath just to give this battle to them. They are likely to win though, just because of the doom wheels. We'll let them have it, and we'll be back. We lost just about everything in the fighting. Alright, but now I know for a fact that Oixel and Sumatun are not defended by their best and brightest, since they are now over here and have mostly sacrificed themselves at the Altar of the Horned Rat. Discovered an alchemist compact. The House of Secrets skirts the edges of morality and legality. A carefully worded edict would further legitimize this renegade wizards. In turn, it would share its best and brightest with us. I'm all here for renegade wizards,
Lord Magistrate,
especially of the lunar variety.
I can visualize.
Sima-Ching, you're gonna hang out there, and we're gonna have Ming Fan and company
Celestial General.
come on in and karate chop Sumatun and the others.
Occupy any passes.
It belongs to me now.
War is upon us.
Get rid of all these rats. Break out the flamethrowers, lads.
And hold it.
Oh, Yang buildings. That'll work. Let's switch this one over to Yen. And we'll have Yuan Bo deal with their capital.
The leaves fall sadly. at
Enjoy
our
the altar.
passage.
I'll be there shortly. We would lose some of our crowmen, would we? Time for the Jade Dragon to stride back out into combat again. The two Doom Wheels is pretty dangerous. They are rolling aggressive with Doom Wheels, aren't they? Let's destroy some rats. Right, this is entirely going to be the job of our missile troops and Yuan Bo, so let's deploy. In a bit of a line. They're going to have all sorts of menace below summons to deal with. We should have counted before we jumped into the fray, but alas. Cannons. Set you guys up here. Pretty much as far back as we can. We need to knock down these towers and move over quickly.
The Celestial Faithful!
Guns in the top portion here. Jet Lion. Jade Lions for defense. To very closely mirror what we did with one of our previous battles. Doom Dragon Guard in the front to stop any nonsense.
The Celestial Faithful.
The Celestial Faithful!
And then two more in the back to also stop any nonsense.
Shengyang's Faithful! Crossbowmen!
All of our artillery, infantry troops, flyers. Bring the drum on over. Set it up in the center. And then we'll have you two taking the aggressive stance. Still will likely leave Yuan Bo back until we knock down one or two of those towers. Roman, come on over around to this side. Be on anti-Night Runner duty once that battle is needed.
Praise the dragons.
These guys' backs that are getting shot at by the towers. And battle begin. Those towers knocked over.
The Moon Dragon!
My pen or sword.
Perfectly outside of the range. And with just a few short volleys. Got clipped a little bit by the shots on the way in.
And the dragon.
We'll only get a few of those.
The Celestial
Go ahead and add on the extra armor for everyone in that area and switch the cannons, knocking down this tower. Once this third one's gone, everyone else is safe to advance. Bring the crowman up and over the top. See no towers, but let's not be 2 Cavalier with them. Enemy ability has spawned a unit. On our drum. What a bad call. Lion's gonna have itself a snack. And those rats will flee. We want these guys actually to be off of fire at will for now, though, because they'll get more friendly fire damage than anything else. Keep the drumbeat of armor going. And switch you guys knocking over this fort wall.
Emperor's Executioner.
Yuan Bo's here. Go ahead and have him drop down the Emperor's Executioner on the Plague Priest. Enjoy. Very low health they have. Perfect. Keep saving the rest of our spells here. Don't mind going for a channeling staff.
The Executioner.
Stone and steel.
It's like they have spawned in behind the lads there. The crossbows will take a little bit of damage. Shouldn't be too much.
The heavens guide me.
Defenders of Atlantis.
Master of
You all have that? No problem. A little bit too few of them in the area for us to justify.
the Dragon Emperor is most
Go ahead
loyal.
and give you the Dragon's Fang, get through the gate a little faster. Get a meteor drop on the Plague Claw catapults. I absolutely will. We're lucky. Rats move pretty quick, but we can clip them. Still gets a bit of chip damage. Got a third on them. Bit more on the sensor bearers. Ooh, summoning into my crane guns is gonna hurt.
By ancestors.
Ooh, they're taking a lot of damage. Save all crane guns.
Crane gunners. Move information.
He is through the gates,
Order and balance. Cavalry.
which is perfect.
Perish.
We are soon able to start advancing the rest of the force.
Bureaucrat and warrior.
Go ahead and deal with Gotri here. That blade should drop down.
They will fall.
Just send the good old Jade Dragon through. They try to clump up around and we'll drop down good old Talons of Night.
The day is done. The Jade.
Skate on in and start chopping into the Doom Flayers. They summon in more.
Dragon Guard.
This time into our Dragon Guard. What a big mistake.
Repositioning.
Doom Flayers actually getting some good hits. Gotta give it to them. Best play for spellcasting. Throw a Blossom Wind up this direction.
Spy Master.
Better he take the damage here on these things than anyone else. I missed a little bit.
Emperor.
Doom Wheel's moving in to duel with him as well. Bounce off. Oh, went the wrong way. Just barely.
Emperor's Executioner.
Blend him up.
Master of Meteor Winds. Mislash. Erupt.
Drop the execution there. And in on our cannons, we fell for the trap.
Move as wind. Cannons.
Drop your artillery and run.
Sent by dragons.
Our force is so disoriented here. Everyone back in their position.
Feathers bows.
Yeah, rest in peace, our Grand Cannons.
Dragon Guard.
Luckily, it looks like they only lost a few of their actual troops, so that's not a problem at all.
Emperor. Blessings of
Yuan Bo is surrounded, but he's not even a little bit concerned. We'll go for Talons of Night. These Storm Vermin.
The Dragon Emperor is
Fighting
most
2 Doom
loyal.
Wheels is a bit spooky. The next summon.
Guided by
I had the Lions dive in. Surely they're running out of those.
Stone and steel.
With the Warp Bomb. Alright, Grand Cannons, looks like your artillery pieces are gone. Wait, they've got a few of them. I'm wrong. Set up at least on the ones you can.
Marching as one.
We can start bringing the rest of the force on into the fray here momentarily.
Genpo.
Save Yuan Bo's healing potion. Looks like they know how dangerous the Blossom Winds are. I don't blame them. They've seen many rats evaporate away to nothing. How many of you there are? I can just get the proper angle. He is starting to take some serious damage, so let's get him away from the fight here after this Blossom Wind goes out. Drop the ward save, then kind of flee on at least a little ways away. Give yourself the healing.
Bring celestial wrath.
Didn't get nearly as many rats as I would have liked. Start bringing the lads in.
Dragon Guard.
Yuan Bo's held the line long enough.
Sent by dragons. Send young sent
Rain
us.
guns, let's scoot to about here.
Mine as one.
Dragon
Grab the
Guard.
rest of us. Move on into the fray.
There is a way.
You guys sit up front. We'll have both of the Jade Lions move on in, and Cannon can just kind of set up. Let's knock a hole in the wall there.
Wind and fire.
You go with them, and let's go ahead and go for extra speed. And march the crows. Oh, you made it into our range, fool. What a mistake. And he's gone.
Man flee. We run.
Enemy Lord dealt with. See if we can't bounce this off into the Plague Claw. It might be a little bit of a bad angle there. It'd be devastating all the same. Oh, it went way wide. Got a fair bit of damage either way. As he throws down with the Doom Wheels.
Come on.
Try to ignore the Storm Vermin and win where we can. You guys work together on those Night Runners up on top. Then you three fly over the top as well. Deal with these Storm Vermin first.
Bureaucrat and warrior.
We're gonna go for a bit of fun once the Jade Lions dive in. I figured they're gonna send the Storm Vermin after them. They're a bit slow with it, so we'll keep the goodies here then. Drop it on that group of Storm Vermin. Perfect. March the crows.
Crossbowmen.
Marching as one.
Bring the crossbows in.
It pleases the dragon.
You all move to take it, fill in this position,
Guided by ancestors.
and then you do the same over here.
Bringing harmony.
No one makes it close enough.
Defenders of
Go
Cathay.
for extra armor now.
Bringing harmony. Praise the dragon.
We'll have you guys take the walls.
Lions as one. March in ordered ranks.
We go for a Comet of Casadora. Here to save this lion. This will mirror on these poor fools. You guys keep ripping them apart. Jade Lion breath.
Spy master.
Come on and back. Oh wow, they rotated the entire army quick. Like the entire army rotated to deal with our flyers. That is crazy. Push group as flyers, group 3. We'll just pull you guys away from the fighting. Bring the two Jade Lions back to deal with the Doom Wheel.
Celestial.
A good bit of Chain Lightning ripping on through these Plague Monks. Get our crossbow back into fire at will mode, and they should start doing work.
Move in formation.
Go for the Mark of Quiet on these fools.
Anything for Cathay.
Ooh, our poor flyers. I didn't realize the entire enemy army would dedicate their might to dealing with them. A bit more aggressive than I would have expected. Double Lion beat down on the Doom Wheel went wonderfully. Come on, Group 3, let's get out of that nonsense. The tower's gonna be too much. Pros just want to keep throwing themselves into the fray. Real unfortunate they don't want to actually obey orders that have been given.
We serve.
Defenders of Cap.
Yuan and company eviscerated that group.
Steel.
Go for another Celestial Lightning here. Breath spells to clear out big clumps of nonsense. All of the different range units they've got here. Your artillery is fleeing. Have Jet Lion jump in on the Night Runners. We'd have the two Jade Lions gonna pull through. We need them to try to work on the two Doomflayer squads that are left, separately and away from the enemy units that are gonna cause so much issues. Start capturing zones.
Bringing harmony.
Move into Surround and Destroy. Go ahead and go for a Curse of the Midnight. No Curse of the Midnight Wind.
Emperor's executioner.
You just go after those Blade Claw. Throw the Blossom Wind up towards anyone who may want to distract him. Perfect. Pros can stay. Now we want them away from the fighting. Away from the fighting indeed.
One. Shenyang sends us.
Master of meteor winds.
Press
To end
through.
all threats. You have done well.
Ending all threats. Yuan can almost use their beloved grace. And the rest of the crossbows come over here and help out. Meanwhile, the Jade Lions press through enemy lines.
The Dragon Emperor is most loyal.
Funnily enough, the Doomflayers are kind of his biggest weakness. Go ahead and drop a rock on these fools, and that should hopefully see the majority of the dangerous rats away.
Thoughts in harmony.
Dragon
The different Dragon Guard walk on in, annihilate those units.
Dragon Guard. Sent by Shenyang.
Drop some lightning on these fools. One help to help Yuan Bo. There's some of the rest of the chaff here.
bureaucrat and warrior. I
We have
am
captured a victory
the
point.
executioner.
Thousands of rats. Bounce back and rip apart some more. That would just be swell. You move in to help. Have the drum also come on in to start capturing some points.
Positioning.
And we'll have our crossbows just take
Crossbows.
Dragon crossbow.
this area here.
The heavens await.
No problem. And there's the win. The rats throw in the towel. After so much violence. And we are lucky that Yuan Bo is basically made out of adamantium. Gained a ton of gold and only lost about 126 of the fighting. We shall just claim Oisel as is.
Harmony across the world.
Turn it into a beautiful fortress city. Caravan's getting itself some awesome experience just through Yuan Bo's excess spilling over. Awesome. Well, let's make sure he stops miscasting, because that, I think, is where a lot of his damage is actually coming from.
Eye of the Emperor.
He's blowing himself up as much as the enemies are actually slipping through the defenses. Let's go ahead and give Shunma the Specialist. We're out of her
Dragon.
other usable abilities there. Same thing with Long Yuan. Wind Blast is incredibly weak against no armor. Or against armor. But not a lot of other options, so we'll fill out his spellbook. For the General Chong-Li, we'll give him the Titanic Impact. Good skill. And we've got a few caravans that are locked behind the ole. We can't actually give them the skills unless we get them through the skill point button.
Dragon-blooded Shogunga.
Right of all Cathay.
It shall be effortless.
We'll have you press forward, since Yuan Bo is now stuck in a Wixel.
Master of the Meteor Winds.
We'll destroy the Jade Barracks. We can leave in the artillery silo here.
Sorcery. Through me.
I actually think the ones that are getting the boot are going to be the crane guns. Crane guns are great. I would prefer to have a firing rocket to go with our cannons. Lovely. Gets walls since it is in dangerous Lustria. And let's go for we can go up all the way to the fiscal treaties, giving us 250 or 2,500 gold a turn from any faction. Siphoned from their background income for 20 turns. I really want to see what the unique Astromancer actually is. So let's go ahead and summon him next to Wixel here. Celestial Emissary. We'll select Wixel and then a Elite Astromancer with a unique trait. Sold. Yuan Zhuge? I would not know how you pronounce that one. What is your unique trait, my friend? You look no different from normal. He's a fervent questioner. Oh, he's an emissary of the Celestial Court. Here we go. So, Winds of Magic Power Reserve plus 25 for the own army. Cost minus 25% for all spells. Enemy spell resistance minus 25%. That's the way. I gotta figure out a way to get you into Yuan Bo's army.
Of whooshing.
Long Yuan is gonna have to find a new squad.
Lord of Yin
That is dangerous. Do you have a different skill tree?
Stand ready.
No, exactly the same. Well, that's a missed opportunity. You could even have a greater arcane conduit. So be it. We'll just grab Curse the Midnight Wind in our harmonic convergence there.
Be ever watchful for
Be a Sky Titan relic for a lot more research rate. Armor. Ward save, even though a lot of those things aren't necessarily going to matter unless he's in an army. Movement range sounds great. Less opportunity to get stabbed in the night is never going to be turned down. I think that'll have to work for you for now. Perfect. That's not too bad. It's not what I would consider worth 6 stone tokens. I guess the 15% drop to enemy spell resistance is pretty dangerous. To see that in proper combat. A lot of upgrading here. It's up to the next tier would take a fair few turns. Let's go ahead and just upgrade neither Ketsa nor Jade will have important buildings. Blood Swamps is a port. Start upgrading there.
Our ancestors are
I'm expecting Wolfheart to land at the Altar of the Horned Rat and clear that out. It's next turn here. Go for the upgrade on Ketsa. We've got so much gold laying around. There's no reason not to. Upgrades in Patwalks. We do need to probably stamp out the other resistance in Patwalks, that we may control the whole province, as is our right. Fort Reaper will get itself a bit of walls. Wholesome protection.
Shogungan Lord reporting.
Oh, we failed at your ambush, but we can get rid of this camp here.
Fight in perfect
It is in our way.
They cannot be suffered.
Absolute eyesore. Which is gonna make the greenskins mad. They're likely more excited that I'm fighting the Sons of the Mountain than anything else.
Never flag. Never
Sprint on
falter.
back down to the Vale of the Titans, and we'll have Gunwhoa up down Bellygut, Rootbane. Deal with him.
They will be waylaid.
We failed. It's alright. Only way to try
Lord
to succeed.
reporting.
Where are you going?
Dragon-blooded Shogungan.
He's leaving.
Spill their vile blood.
We'll just chase these guys around. Going into a march test would be a bad call.
The dragon
Of Jubo.
blooded.
Come on over to sit outside of Hanyu Port
Fly the Emperor's
and recruit up
flag.
some more soldiers. As far as technology is concerned, we're going to move on towards the Grace of the Dragon Empress. Extra bonus V Infantry 4, Onyx Chromin. Plus this banner is pretty awesome. 20% more range. And a stalk.
Additions.
You could put them on a cannon unit, or we could just put them on the Grace of Kuai Yin. Pretty dangerous for already horrifyingly powerful archer unit. One Chromin, and then another unit of crossbows.
Alchemist of the House of Secrets.
Come on this way instead.
Alchemist of the House of Secrets.
Get proper eyes on the mountains. Doesn't look like they have too many high-tier camps set up, which is great.
Dragon-blooded Shogungan. There is merit.
I didn't even recover on this side, so we can even push up into Grimtop pretty easily. Let's have Young Sun herself move into the scrap towers first. Just to see what kind of resistance we have to deal with here. It's like about none. Let's surround them.
demand their death.
Surround them and bring Mincy over.
Dragon-blooded Shogungan.
For a bit of experience happening
Wherever
here.
Cathay needs me.
They can move together after the Flayed Rock. Still have the opportunity to claim all of Noblar country. Imrik just gets to have the Scalded Delta,
Behold, elven beauty.
which you can enjoy the putrid waters. We'll have ourselves some lovely Noblar workers.
Make your ancestors
Great at baking
proud.
cookies. Second only to the
Bend
Keebler.
to Cathay's will.
Have men go into March
Never flag, never fall.
and our territory. Get a bit of ground. We should be able to stamp them out pretty quickly. We'll want to go after Flayed Rock, crush them, and then turn around. That way we have opportunity to actually
Master of Elixirs.
deal with them, because I'm sure there's some pretty dangerous stuff out here on the islands. We have a bit of time to build up.
Zhengyang loves us.
We still have 19,000 gold to spend. Let's pull into the province tab. Gotta zoom around and spend some gold. Although, if anything, we really need to start working on balancing out the harmony in some of our maxed out settlements there. Uchao especially. So let's switch you over to the Yang building. Construction cost for all buildings is what the lumber mill would decrease. Rather leave that in as is. Switch this over to the Temple of Yang. And then that'll have us at what? 2 yen. 0 yang, I think is what it'll be, so it'll be at 2 yen. Convert one more of these buildings on over. I think the growth can go here. We'll switch it over to a money-making building instead. Same thing here. We'll just switch this one out for the actual cash building. And that'll be great. Oh, May is really missing some opportunity. I think more research rate is the call. Building in Mount Lee. Troll in Jeju. Cathay is proper resplendent. Is just actually taking the time to rebuild everything. We don't even have everything up to max tier. We're going to be making so much gold when we do. Growth, extra control. The inn buildings are more expensive, but that'll be alright.
City Commander, I will be in my chambers.
Have Kian move to the Fallen Gates, just to keep things safe.
Master of the province.
To our rounds. A few more spearmen for you. Sounds good to me. And I am going to go ahead and call the episode there. I am out of time for today. That and I am running out of energy and cold medicine, so I have been Space Wizard Total War. Remember to leave a like for the Light God and a sub for the sub done. I will see you all in the next one.
Our ancestors